So our focus will be that. And you can have your spas or your massages done under the water fountain and stuff like that, the waterfall and stuff like that. So
when you're home, let me know, please. I am coming. I am definitely coming. Okay, so let us get back into doing Kimmy's nail.
Yes, sir.
My side and your side.
We have this
What's that?
gadget. This is the UV light. This is used to dry gel polishes. What are gel polishes? They're easy polishes that dries very quickly under the UV light itself. Now, in polishing gel polishes, you have to be very careful with it because once it is dried, it's hell to come off. It lasts for 2 weeks or more.
Oh, wow.
Some persons take advantage of it and just wear it out until it goes right out, which is not the key thing to do.
It's not healthy for your
It's not healthy for your nails. But on acrylics, works wonders. Keeps it shiny all the time. And with that said, we're going to try this on Kimmy's nails.
Okay, let's go.
So the plug itself is down that section here. Just pass the plug for me, please. I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to plug it in here. And we have the base coats to look for. Base coat is right there. Mark on the top. Base. It says base on the top. Right. Yes, we want this too. Now, we need to choose a color.
Oh, we're going to let Kimmy do that first?
No,
Really? You can choose a color. Choose a color for Kimmy. Any one of these colors down here, those are the gel polishes colors, so we can choose. Yes, so any one of those.
Which color is all the buttons are white?
No, you look at the top. Look at the top.
And then the label around the other one.
Right. So just choose one, any one.
All right, I'm gonna go with this one right here. So
You like that one, okay.
I think this will look good on our complexion.
All right, so you're choosing that for Kimmy, and I will choose Kimmy. You want blue? Which one? Milky blue, she says. Here we go. Milky blue. All right, so first we have the base coat. Now the base coat is like a sticky coat that allows the lacquer. We call these colors, all colors here, we call them the lacquer.
Yeah,
And not just
the what?
lacquer. Lacquer.
L-A-C-K-E-R?
Lacquer. It's what you call it? I want to say British. It's more of a European name for nail polish.
Okay.
So we have the base coat, which is a sticky substitute of allowing the lacquer to dry on it properly. So we're going to paint it onto her nail. Let me do the first coat. Not too heavy.
Oh, so it's clear. Okay.
It's clear, it's light. And you just paint it on just like, not a dollop right there. You just paint it on just like nail polish. That's it.
Okay.
60 seconds.
60 seconds out though.
60 seconds what?
Drying.
Drying time.
You should wipe the brush first.
Wipe off a little bit off of it. You have to push on it. Don't dip it in right, just right. And then just polish.
Learn. Of course you're learning.
He's getting the knack of it.
Okay, how's that? That good?
Yeah, that looks good. And now she's going to put it under for 60 seconds. Just move over side and then just go on.
Oh, so it dries that quick?
It dries
1 minute.
in
Okay.
60 seconds.
So what are these other
So 30 seconds is high speed drying. 60 is
Standard.
low, right, standard. 90, of course, getting up there. And 120 takes a very long time. But when it's actually dry on high density, it really dries.
Okay, and I get why you might want to use the 30 second if you want to get the client going quickly. But why would you choose 90 increments and 90, 120?
Or 60. All right, so for the base coat, 60, it dries it, but it doesn't dry it up completely, as in terms of hard, rock, solid dry. We want it a little sticky so that when we put on the lacquer on it or the color, it can blend with it. It can mat onto it and attach itself onto the base coat. When this happens, when you put it on it, then you put it under 30 because you really want it dry, rock hard, solid, dry. Now Kimmy is out under the 60. Now we're going to do, because if you feel it, it's really sticky.
Yeah, it is actually.
Right, so which is
So it's
good.
not fully dry.
It's not fully dry. So now we're just going to do the color.
And this is the first coat.
This is the first coat. A light shade, as always. You notice how light it is. It's very light. You can take off some off of it. We want it really light. We don't want it to be too much. No, you can try it with it. No, don't put it on it. No, man, try it with yours first. That's your red.
Oh, that's a new red. Are these the lady we put on?
It's lightly.
Lightly. It's going to come down. Wipe it off, wipe off the brush again. Right, it's running.
Oh.
Right. All right, let's try again.
Hi. Yeah, boss.
Yeah, it look like too much was right. And like when I have, what do I use? My finger or do I use?
You use the orange wood stick. This is where this one comes in place now.
Okay. So I just use here, the flat
Right,
side.
the flat side. So clean up the edges and wipe on the napkin.
And this side look alright. This side, I look like I'm struggling with it a little bit. How that look?
All right,
Good.
let's go. Put it on that for 30. You can press 30 here. Waiting.
Okay. All right. So while we wait, what my next question is, how fulfilling has it been, leaving corporate Jamaica, starting your own business, and you've been in operation for 5 years, you say? How fulfilling has that been from then till now?
Very good. Challenging at the most part because it is hard.
I want you to go into some of the challenges as well.
It is hard because when you realize that the beauty industry does have a season, it's not an all-round season. It does have a season where it picks up versus where it just goes rock bottom, where you're wondering where the clients went, probably went at Antarctica or wherever. But the thing is that I say it's fulfilling because you're working towards your own dream. You're not working for someone's dream. You're working for your own. So once it is that you like it, you will find a little bit of pleasure in seeing the bank account, because I'm not telling you no lie. What drives me is money. That too. Money drives everyone. But when you actually see the bank account and then you say yes, but then the offside is the amount of bills that you have to pay out. You're like, Jesus Christ, I need more. So you go again and you try and you do it again. Corporate Jamaica was a challenge for me. I had my quirks where, like I said, I'm very much, meticulous on certain things. And my bosses are as well. And it took a toll on my body overall. So some persons will have problems going to work and they stress themselves out even on the Sunday evening before they go to work on the Monday. And you will see the memes going around where they will say, oh my God, it's time to go to work. Oh, and they start crying and they're all depressed. For me, it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. But on Tuesday, I can't wait to go to work. If we don't have a client or a client actually cancels on an appointment, yes, it drives me crazy. But I find a way we find a way rather, to catch up on something. So we would either experiment on each other, we would either do someone's hair, we try a new trend. I'll be doing someone's nails. I'll be doing someone's face.
Right.
So we do something. So it's more fun and learning as well as going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way it should be.
It
You
should
know,
be.
I encourage anyone to get into fields of work, you know, that they enjoy. And as we were saying earlier, you know, the saying is, when you do something you enjoy, you don't work a day in your life. You know, I really do wish for everyone to look forward to going to their jobs, whether Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day you start, you look forward to getting there and enjoy it there, you know. But let us continue. And while we continue, I want to backtrack a little bit on the money part, right? Because one of the questions I always like to ask is, when persons start businesses, sometimes what happens is they're not sure how to price whatever they're offering, whether it's a product or a service, right? Tell me a little bit about the challenges that you face with that. Like when you started, did you have any mishaps where you priced your service too low? Did you price it too high? And how did you find the middle ground along your timeline?
First and foremost, you have to do research. And I did extensive research. I always done this thing called spa hopping or spa spying, where I go to other spas or I check out other spas. Everyone has done it in the industry.
This is when it's starting, right?
Yeah, this is when I'm starting. And because I have the knack for marketing, during the time when I started, I just came upon COVID. COVID was just around the corner. And when we started, everyone was busy doing what they wanted to do. We had to come up with a way to get persons into the salon. With that said, most of our pricing points were more like doing deals.
And when you say deals, what do you mean?
In order to get persons into the shop, we would put out all of our, services and stuff like that. And we would discount these deals, just like Gustazos. We normally do in-house deals for ourselves. And one of our in-house deals is choose any two services for $4-5. It's a long-standing deal. But when I developed it, it was so much of a case where we really wanted persons into the shop. We wanted them to see this and how else to get Jamaicans into the shop than giving something free or half price or whatever it is, or you're giving a free gift.
Right.
So right now we have the deals that are all for any 2 services for $4-5, any 3 services for $6-5, any 4 services for $8-5, and any 5 for $10-5. And what captures under those deals are manicure, pedicure, facial, massage, and waxing. So you get the experience of tapping into our different services. We don't cut short on any of them, except for the massage. For the pedicure, you get a full pedicure experience, which is a spa pedicure. The clean up, the buff and shine, and the full polish. The manicure, you get access to using our gel polishes. There's no extra cost with that. The only extra cost you will get is if it is that you would like nail extensions. And for the facial, you get a full facial. We do the extraction and everything under the deal. And for the massage, you get a 20-minute de-stress massage that focuses on your lower back, shoulder, neck, and head. So once persons come in, they tap into any of the deals, they experience it, they're going to want more. You have also the ability to get a gift certificate to give it to someone. So it works out really well because we profit even though it's a small profit, but you get more persons in. I like to take it that is a Chinaman aspect, because when you go into a Chinaman shop, you're buying something, they will say, you know, when you turn back and you say, no, it's too expensive, Chinaman never let you leave without you purchasing something. He would either take off a price or take off some form of cents or whatever it is off of the money so that you can give him your full funds, yeah? So that's what I've always looked at. No one should ever leave here and not pay something. More people come in, the more money you get.
Yes.
So that's how we look at our price strategy, how we focus on what it is, if it makes sense, you know, if we're too high. I don't think it needs to be too high, being that I used to be a client myself. And you're on the other side. You're looking into the spa. You're saying, oh my God, it's so expensive. So I have two hats to fill. I have the owner and I also have the client hat to fill. And I would always look at my pricing scheme and say, okay, fine. My products, I have to take account to my products. My products cost me this amount versus I have to pay Kimmy, I have light and I have water to deal with. How much can I bargain for? How much can I go as, I won't say as low, but as minimal point where I am able to earn something off of. And when I do that and I do all of that, then I say, okay, fine. Yeah, I think we can do a deal on this. The deal itself, calculation of the deal is, and I'm not really giving you much, but for other business owners who are just like me, in tapping into the deal, you must be able to bargain with something. My bargaining chip is the massage and the facials. Why? Gel polishes are very expensive. And yes, I give 50% off on it. But the facials and the massages will make up for it. The massage is just a massage oil. And the rest of it is my experience. Get it? So I'm really just, I'm not doing much with the massages, but just my blood, sweat, and, you know. The facials, you can bargain down on different products, what you use for it. And you can do an express facial in it, and you still do the extraction. That's just me. The manicure, like I said, is the gel polishes. But we use the best gel polishes to have persons come back. It makes no sense you give a deal and you give cheap products and then they go outside and they say, oh, foolishness and whatever. You give them the best there is. The pedicure is natural polishes because we don't really believe that persons can manage gel polishes on their toes. Gel polish will destroy your toes. And if I destroy your toes, I'm not going to see you 3 weeks or 3 months after. That don't make no sense. So we offer the natural polishes on your toes for you to come back and tap into the deal again. Also to bring someone else with you.
Yes. Also, that's a part of how the deal is packaged. If you bring someone in, you get a further discount?
No, you don't get a further discount. It is just a case where you bring someone with you. It's a one amount. So it works. It really does work. We also look at Gustazos. They are one of our founding persons that, you know, accompany us as well. And they helped us to build our market share.
Oh, so you have offered deals to Gustazos?
We actually have one going on now. And we tend to do it a lot because Gustazos tend to come to us for a lot of deals. We usually are sold out after 4 days. So we go very fast. And what I ask them to do is take us down after the 4 days. Don't keep us up for that long. Give someone else a try. Sometimes they say they don't have anybody else and they just leave us up. It's not a problem. And sometimes they open the gate even more. We're sold out and they just let it run to see how long. The most we have ever gotten out of Gustazos was 106, I believe. And I don't remember the lowest, but I do recall being in the 60s 60 take up versus 103 or so. I can't remember the full exact, but I know it was 100 and something. And that day when I got 100 and something, when I hit the 100 and something, I was like, what? That's 100 and odd people. That's 100
and that's in what, 4 days?
That's in 4 days.
Oh, wow.
And I was nervous because I was wondering, how am I going to manage? But we did. We stretched out the deal as much as we could. We called everyone and tell them to come on in and stuff like that, and they did. And it worked out. I say this to say that you have other deal sites that are out there. Gustazos is one of them. Some persons will discount on Gustazos and say, yeah, it don't make any sense. But you have to give something to get something. My get in return was additional clients because my Gustazos take up that I had carried a lot of clients into this.
Sure, yeah.
Right after that, I was swarmed with other persons coming in again.
And what that does is, one, it introduces persons to textures, and then if they like the service,
They will come back.
You know?
And then they tell other persons about the place. Some persons will say, oh my gosh, around here, you'll never believe that there's a salon and spa around here.
Yeah, and you know, that's what is interesting about that, you know, is because normally people try to position their business up front. You know, so if someone is passing, they can
Halfway
see
tree.
this is tucked away to the back. But based on how you marketed yourself, people found here.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's great. I actually like the location as well.
There you
Tucked
go.
away feels very cozy and private.
Yeah. We like to be a little bit more intimate. How we strategize the appointment system is when you come in, you actually get the place to yourself. You get whatever time it is that you have, whether it's you and your crew that's coming in, you actually get it. If someone else is in your space, it's really they're over that side or they're over here or they're inside the treatment room. And how we have structured it in such a way where the services, you get your pedicure done, your manicure done, you go inside and then you're through the door. So it's not too cumbersome. It's not too clique. You don't have a lot of persons in your space.
Yes. And that's
And it
good.
works.
That's good because a lot of the times when you go to other salons,
People
it's
are
just
waiting.
a bunch of people waiting. So I don't know if it's because of the size of the place, why you came up with that kind of strategy where it's appointment only, that limits the amount of foot traffic and any amount of person that's in here at any given time.
Not
That's
even
good.
about that. It's about Jamaica society. The beauty industry is just hell-bent on having persons waiting on them in a chair. And it annoys me because I am doing the work, but I'm also very cognizant that you, my client, may have something else to do out there. You came, you're offered your time to come and wait. I don't want you waiting on me until I finish.
Right.
I want you to be comfortable enough where when you come in, I'm starting you. Everybody is at you. Everybody is doing you. Whenever you're finished your manicure, you're going over to Shannon. Shannon is waiting on you. And in between, when you look at our appointment books, you can see the interlap. You can see where it over person's going to Kimmy at this time. Kimmy should be finished at this time because we know how long a service will take to do. So a manicure takes about 30 minutes. With no say, it have to take 30 minutes unless the client comes late or unless something is wrong with the gadget. We have a spare, we have a backup. We'll continue. We're off about 2 minutes thereabouts, but thereabouts we're going over. The next client comes in, she sits into the chair. That person who was here, they go over to Shannon to get the hair done. So it always interlaps. They know where each client is going to go. And for that matter, that's how we keep our standard here. Try to keep it very tight.
Okay, that's good. That's a very good strategy. It sounds like along the way, you figured out what worked for you and allowed it to just flow, you know, and take
That's the
on
flow.
its own what do I call it now?
Persona.
Yes, you know, and just flow, and I like that. What I want to ask you about is startup costs. How easy was it to get capital to actually start, set up, and get things moving?
The funds that I got from the hair, of course, We're human. It's not going to go designated towards a shop wholly. It goes towards family business. It has problems on its own. It has also the emergency. Therefore, when I started here and I opened my company bank account, it's, NCB always managed to want to give you a credit card. They give you a credit card as such. I would say to anybody, don't take it, please.
I agree.
But this girl did. And this girl paid it off. Why I say that is because I had a strategy. Of course, I went and I worked it out. I needed to purchase all of these things, the chairs, the equipments, the stuff, the nails stuff and whatever. But I didn't purchase it all at once. It's impossible to purchase everything that you would need all at once. So what I did was you make your list, you make your budget, you find out what you must have and what you can do without.
Absolutely need.
The need and versus the must. And that's what I did. I did the need. You need the products. You can start out with the small, I wouldn't say the cheaper ones, but you started out, what I started out with was finding what works for the meantime versus what was the need for now. And with the hair, I did the dryers, I did the chair, and I got the basin and stuff like that. Soon after, I didn't have the pedicure stand and everything else. Some things I took directly from my home. The seated chairs, the welcome chairs, the pedicure chairs that are up here, they're straight from my home. What I did was wrap them over and tuck them in. We built it in such a way. That was actually a bed. And the stand itself, the pedicure stand, it was a bed. And it was gifted to me from my landlord. From here. It was one of the emergency beds that they had in here.
Right.
So what we did, we cut the foot and we put it in.
Very nice.
So little things you can take and you can use. And then over time, that's when you purchase more things. I started out with 22 polishes. 22 polishes on a small rack. And after I've done nails upon nails, percentage, you do the budget, you do a percentage that goes over to this, to purchasing more products. And this will take care of light, water, and whatever else it needs to. And that's how I did it. I didn't go bam and just start it poof.
Yeah.
You have to start small. Take the seed as it go, because you'll appreciate it in the end. I'm not finished. Textures is not done. I have more dreams. My family has more dreams for textures. And I don't see it being here at this location only. And I say only because I love this location. My clients love this location. And where I want to go is up in the hills, up by Blue Mountain.
Oh, wow. I wouldn't have thought of a salon up that side.
That's the thing. You wouldn't have thought about a particular, but a salon that is here, tucked away.
I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
So up in Blue Mountain, I mean, it's tucked away.
Cool.
Persons need to find the time to unwind. Most persons do that with hotels. And it's mostly on the north coast and the south coast and stuff like that. But no one has never thought about a day spa. When you hear a day spa, it's about a day at the spa.
Yes.
So you need to unwind. You need to take yourself out of Kingston environs and move. Go somewhere else.
That's a great location because because I like to unwind a lot. I like the earth, I like trees and water, stuff like that. That is one of my favorite places to go, to get away from Kingston, to go up into St. Andrew Hills, go by Hollywell, etc.
Yeah.
So you saying that to me brought a smile to my face because I can see that vision, of having a spa and selling it, as you said to me a while ago, to just take yourself away from the city and just go and unwind. I think that is beautiful.
Yeah. That's a whole day kind of vibe. That's a whole day kind of experience. Cottages will be set there. We have access to a waterfall and stuff like that. It's a family land that we intend to grow on. Right now, it's in the make. We have gone out as in my father and myself, gone out on another project in order to fund that project. We didn't necessarily want to take up the bank's offer, so to speak. After we did all the math and everything else, it would have took forever for us to have it as our own. And of course, when the bank gets it, they're going to want to label it as their own.
Of course.
So Jamaica is not all about sand beaches and whatever. We have our mountains as well. And we realize that no one has ever capitalized on the mountain part that we have. You have a few day spas, I would say a few. And I wouldn't say day spa, I would say cottage and unwindment area that is there, such as Hollywell. But there is no one, I don't know of any, if you know, tell me. But I haven't seen anyone that has made that full alignment or anything up
No,
there.
not spa focused.
There you go.
You know, it might come with, like the other day I went to Seacliff and they offer massages and stuff outside of that. They have someone come in to do it, but that's not their focus.
Oh, there you go.
You know, so yeah.
So our
that's
focus
different. I
will
love
be that. And you can have your spas or your massages done under the water fountain and stuff like that, the waterfall and stuff like that. So
When you're home, let me know, please. I am coming. I am definitely coming.
So that's the dream. That's the dream. That's the bake-up. And it will start from here. It starts from here and transition into there. We have more mini spas where a person can come and just take on one and then go back to work. But then if you want your full-on day spa experience, it's up in the hills.
Love that. All right, you can have a look at Kimmy's nails and tell me how it looks afar. What do I need to do?
Well, so far you came up to the cuticle area, which is all the way up top. It's way too much up top. If you notice, mine is not so far up top. Right. It's just above break right. So that's one of the challenges that some persons have. Also, we touch on the quit area right here. So you see the flooding?
Yes.
Right. So sometimes this one is not so bad. But I would recommend that you come down a little bit more in order to just cover it and curve. But of course, the top coat, once you seal it off on the edges, right here will come as transparent as possible. So it won't look like anything else is there. Right now, you're going to put on your top coat.
So is there any way to fix this or it's too late now?
It's too late right now. There is something to fix it, but we have to set it with the top coat. Once it is set, then we can go in with the buffer and then straighten it and neat and fine it. So it can be corrected. It's just when, not now, because we'll have peeling.
Yes. Okay.
Now we're going to put on the top.
Okay. All right. So while I do this, in closing, what would you tell anyone? I mean, Kimmy, understudy. If I can call her that. All right, Kimmy, of course, is an understudy of yours. But for our viewers, anyone watching and wanting to get into, this type of business, spa treatment, salon, cosmetology, etc., what would you say to them? Ups and downs, encouragement, setbacks. What can they look forward to? Good times, bad times, ups and downs from venturing into such a business?
Well, in a nutshell, like I said before, if it is something that you love, then go for it. If you're seeing it where it's a case where it's just a one-off experience, you just want to make a quick buck, then I won't say you won't do it. You won't get your satisfaction, but will it be long-term? Think about the long-term aspect first before you try doing it now. There will be setbacks. You will have other persons in the industry that will try to tear you down, your good name. You'll never know it until someone, tells you of it. So prepare your mind for it. What I've done is just remain focused. Not create the added distractions around you. You will have persons that come into your life to distract you. if you're looking also for your family and friends, and I'm saying that and pointers, if you may depend on your family and friends to be your customers, don't, because they already have their own beauticians working with from before you came into the industry, and readily so they may use you as the second point person. They will go to the person first, and if they can't get an appointment with that person, that's when you come in. So try harden up, toughen up for all the disappointments there is, because you will get them. But once you remain focused, just take it as a project. Don't take it as it's work. Take it as a project, because you have a notepad, you have a pen, you have a paper, you write down all your dreams, your aspirations and everything on it. What it is that you want for your business, what you want for yourself. And then once you go along, you just tick it off. Some persons aren't paper and pen persons. Some persons are gadget persons. But still make the adjustments and do that. Once you see where you reach a timeline of a year, you can go back and revisit it, because it does work. But always stay focused. A little at a time does wonders. And when I say a little at a time does wonders, don't try to go all out and big. You're going to spend up all your resources. You're going to spend up all of your money. And then when it goes crashing, or if it goes crashing, then you're going to say, why did I ever do this? Yeah. Spend a little at a time and use the funds from that to build on that. And then you pay back out yourself. Be sure to pay back out yourself. Also, whenever you get the money into the business, don't take it and spend it. It is for the business. It's not for you. The aim is to pay yourself, and I've started paying myself now. It's small. It's not a lot. But whenever you see that whole heap of money that comes in on the day, don't take it out and go buy a dress, buy a shoes, buy whatever. Bear in mind that that money is not yours. It's the business money. Mm-hmm. And that is why during COVID, a lot of persons crash and burn. Yeah. They didn't have any reserves. They didn't have any money. They didn't know how to make the next hurdle. And the landlord wasn't even, caring enough to help them to say, okay, let's wait a bit. I mean, I know she wouldn't appreciate it now. But I must say thank you to my landlord, because during COVID, she cut it. She cut my rent in half and said, okay, take your time, take it easy. There are times when you just never make it. But when you keep flaunting your successes in people's faces, they're not going to want to give you any bly or anything. Remain humble. Mm-hmm. And I say this to say, remain humble. Mm-hmm. And take it one step at a time. That's it.